All right. So this might be a long video. I don't know how long I'm going to go, but I remember talking in one of my other videos about a 2006 Chevy Colorado I have, right? Or that I bought. So this is just me. I'm kind of just going to ramble on, really. This is basically giving an update about it and talking about future plans with it and my other vehicles I own. Because really, so the reason why I bought it, right? The original reason why I bought it was I had a 2017 Chevy Silverado 1500, right? And then I also had I bought that in 24, November 8th of 24, right? With 192,000 miles on it. I don't want to talk about it. It was a shit ton. It was pointless, right? I had a 19%, 19.99% interest rate. That's where we're going to leave it at that one. We're going to talk about that. It was a shit show. Shouldn't have done it, but it's in the past, right? But so I had that, and whatever. I was driving it. Had a lot of issues with it. I did. I had a lot of issues with that Chevy. And then sometime last year, I can't remember exactly when I bought it. Bought this other truck. I bought a 97 Isuzu Hombre. I had to think for a second. But basically it looked, if you change the front clip and a little bit of a few other things, it'd be an S10. Right? But I bought it from a great aunt of mine because my great uncle passed away last year and she didn't have no use for it. So, and my great uncle's brother, which he's technically great. It's a long story. I ain't getting into that because it don't matter. A deer was hit, right? And he has a clean title. They didn't file any claims on it because it was just cosmetic. It took out a headlight and bent the hood, which it was easy to replace, which I did that. Like before I knew I was buying it, right? And I went with my dad to a place, like a pick apart place. It's like salvage yard where you can go in, find what you're looking for. You can pick it up, you take it off yourself and take it up. You pay for it, whatnot. So like we went there, like we found one. It was a red, which this truck is, my Isuzu's a red. It was also red. We found the exact same color match, so we bought a hood for it, or we got the hood for it. Took both headlights. The front bumper is a little fucky wucky. The front grill, plastic grill piece, and what else did we get? And the front clip or whatever, front support, whatever is it. We didn't know if that was bent or not. So, and I think we took the hood latch. We took the hood latch with it just in case because we didn't know. And no joke, I spent $400 on that, which I think there's a few other things I bought, but it was insane. Like, it sounds like a lot, but it wasn't. Right? It really was not. Because I was looking at a hood for it somewhere else, and it was like a hood. It's just a hood for it was like $800. The headlights for it were like fucking $400 for both of them. So I saved a lot of money going through them. But and I bought, I got that truck, and I've been doing some work on that. Like, nothing mechanical. It's just been all cosmetic. Well, no, I changed the fuel pump out because the gas gauge didn't work. So I drove it 4 hours home, right? That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to give away where I'm at, but yeah. So I drove it 4 hours home with no clue on the gas, on how much gas I had in it. But we stopped, filled up before we came, and we put 6 gallons in it, and we stopped midway and put like two and a half gallons. Like it fucking had like they got like 27 miles per gallon. So which was insane, right? But so I did find out. So AC wasn't working when we were driving back to where we were staying, right? We stayed one night and then we left the next day to head back here, home. But we put on all the parts down there, so it was good to go. And we also found out, the AC. We found out the AC didn't work. We charged it. The speakers, we couldn't figure out what was going on with it didn't have no speakers, right? And mind you, right, and let me stop real quick, and there's no speakers in the doors, right? In the doors. It was the wires got pulled out and ran behind the seat. But wherever it was parked, someone got into it and stole the speakers. Fucking assholes. But it's fine, whatever. So I bought speakers, and I just plugged them in, right? It wasn't great sounding, I won't lie. Driving the 4 hours, it was whatever. The AC lasted a little bit driving those hours, right? But I did kind of quit driving it because I wanted to save miles on it, and really and truly I want to restore it, right? I want to repaint it, redo the dash, fix the cracks and stuff like that. Like I want to put money into it because I do have sentimental value in it. I want to save it, right? And mind you, it has, when I bought it, it had like 87,000 original miles, never turned over or rolled over. And normally you can tell. So anyway, but so I was driving that for a while, and deer season, like the AC didn't work, and like deer season was coming close. And there's one night I almost hit a deer, and I was like, yeah, fuck this, right? I have I have insurance coverage on it and whatnot, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. So I decided to start driving my Chevy again, my 17 Chevy, and because honestly, if I hit something with it, I didn't give a shit, right? It's just a truck, on that one. It was just, all right, I'll replace it, which I found out later that I did not have gap insurance. So that would have fucked me pretty bad. So anyway, so I was driving that for a while, and like I'm not saying like I'd strictly just parked my Chevy and never drove it. No, I'd switch because I'd try to keep that battery charged in my Chevy and both of them, keep the gas good and whatnot. But then I was scrolling on Facebook one day, Marketplace, a fucking place dreams go to die, and just came across this Colorado, right? Because I was wanting to buy another manual little truck, just so I can beat on it, like drive it. It'd be a daily. I can keep miles off my Zuzu, and then keep miles off my Chevy, my 17, so then I can get rid of it whenever I was able to, right? And whatnot. So I ended up finding this, didn't do enough research on it, I'll be honest. Normally I do a lot of research on vehicles that I buy, or even if I'm thinking about buying them, and it even just keeps me from buying them and wasting the money, or it's just something, that I go in knowing that it could be a problem, if it's nothing crazy, something I know I can fix. But no. So I go, whatever. I'm actually at work. I actually decided it was like, I took a few days to think about it. And when I decided, I said, fuck it. I called down there to the dealership, same place I bought my Chevy. And I was like, do you take card? Right? Because it was on a Saturday, I think. It was a Saturday that they were open. And I went and did this because I was working. It was during I remember what was going on. I think harvest. We were bagging stuff, like bagging grain, and so I taught my boss because he was like, we were working all day. So we then I then just got my truck, at lunch. I took my lunch, hauled ass, in the speed limit, and went there, bought the truck. I looked at it, a little bit. Obviously, it didn't run, right? I bought it knowing it didn't run. So the asking price was fuck, what was it? I don't even remember. It was something stupid. But oh, fuck, what was that? Anyway, I went. It's like 501, right? With the documentary, the document fee it was $99, so it was $600 even, and then with the sales tax, it was $58.50. So I bought it, whatever, and I went back to work. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go. I already talked to my boss beforehand because there's a car trailer we got at work. I was like, hey, can I borrow that? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So I went back, told him I got it. I was like, hey, thanks for letting me go do that, whatever. He said, yeah, no problem. I was like, yeah, I told him I'll go pick it up tomorrow. And he was like, I need you to work tomorrow. And I laughed. He was not, he was being dead fucking serious. That pissed me off. That's besides the point. But so that night I used my Chevy, the 17, went, towed it, or picked it up, got it to my buddy's house that it's at. It's still in the trailer, and we left it because I had to go to work the next day, and I would take it whenever. Because it was late because he was at work too, and he worked later than I did that day. But no, he was at like this whatever dinner or whatnot. Him and his wife and kids were somewhere. No, so we got it there. We knew it needed a timing chain, right? So I got on Rock Auto, bought the timing chain. Let me hold on, pull it up real quick, right? So the timing chain kit, it just came with the front timing chain, and the tensioner and the guides, right? From Rock Auto, it was $96.34. So we got that while during the week because I was busy working. So while during the week he was tearing it apart, getting down where we needed to, and where we need to be at. And I also bought some oil because I did an oil change on it, obviously, and replace also the air filter. We looked at the air filter; it was disgusting. So we replaced that, and bought some this tube, like it's kind of like a cock tube, or caulk, whatever, of sealant, or gasket maker thing, and which honestly, it was like that thing itself was like $40, something like that, something crazy. But you can make like 20 or like 30 of them. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So I bought that, and like in total on that, it was like $103 is how much I paid on that. I also need to replace the timing. There's another. I didn't get this one timing chain guide on the top of the motor. And that was $62.69, right? So we got it tore apart, got all that put on. Also, I had to replace we had to take off the oil dipstick tube, and we were having the hell of a time. And we looked it. Well, we were trying. We're like, and one of us run. Like, we ended up finding out they had a crack in it. You could tell it was an older crack. It's you can tell, right? But keep touching my desk. That's why it's shaking. Sorry. Um, so I replaced that, and that was fucking like $30. No, it was almost $50 for that. So we got all that on because we had to drop the pan, and like it's a bitch. It's a bitch and a half. Whoever designed this is an ass. Piece of shit. I don't ever, if I ever see him in public, I might punch him in the mouth. I don't fucking know. Anyway. So we replace it, right? And we get all of it done, ready, moment of truth, right? And it doesn't start. It runs like shit. Not even trying to. And I start looking shit up, trying to figure it out. And I stumble upon the fact this thing talking about this piece of shit doesn't have one timing chain. It has two, right? It has two chains. It has the one in the front, and then it has a balancing chain on the back, right? In front of the fucking transmission, right? So I bought that from, I couldn't find anywhere. My buddy that is working on it with me, Sean, thanks. He'll probably be the one watching it. I just want to point him out. But no. So he found it on Amazon. Yeah. I bought it off fucking Amazon. I could have saved $100 nearly. Because it was like 86, 85, or something like $80, 80 something dollars for a complete kit. It had the front and back. It came with everything I bought for almost $100 from Rock Auto for the front. And it came with the complete, guides, tensioner, and whatnot for the fucking back and the chain. So, for the back, whatever. And we're taking it off, so we're about to drop the transmission. And like before I even got there, he took out the drive shaft and, just make it easier. So one less thing we had to worry about. I don't care. I'm at the point I want it done and over with. So we go to take off the cross member underneath and, underneath the transmission. He snaps the bolt, right? So it has two bolts on both sides. Oh, hold on. Where am I at? Like, let's say the transmission's right here, right? And it has two bolts on the end of the cross members on both sides. And there's two in the middle, right underneath the transmission. So, well, somewhere. No, it's like right, not so underneath, but anyway, right here. The 2, 1. So there's 3 on each side. We got, 6 bolts. My buddy, snaps one of bolts on this side, right? He snaps one of his, right? Whatever, he gets one off. Like on the end, he snaps the one that's, right after that. He snaps his off. These are rusty, by the way. They're bad. So then I'm doing my side, and I get mine, the one that's like right, well, actually it's like right here. It goes sideways. These two go up vertical. These go horizontal, I guess. And I had to second guess myself because English is hard for me, I guess. But I snapped my 2 on the end that go vertical. Mind you, I had to do these by hand. Like we had to do them by hand because the impact would snap it. And well, we also didn't have an impact socket that was an 18 millimeter. So I did it by hand and they both snapped. That pissed me off. And he was like, he said something. I'm not sure, talking about aligning the transmit, the clutch, because it is, like I said, it's a manual, 5-speed, whatever. He's like, hold on, let me call one of his buddies just to make sure, double check, right? Come to find out, um, we might need a tool, like this tool to line it up or whatever. So when we torque it, it's good to go. And we looked, and couldn't find one. We found some universal ones, and they weren't. I didn't have very big. I didn't want to spend that much money and they not work. So for a little bit more, I could replace the clutch. So I got a clutch coming. It should be here fucking Thursday. So, and the shitty part is I don't know if it'll run or not. So, really and truthfully, we will see. I'm not really looking forward to it. I really hope it works. But yeah. But no, we're going to be replacing the bolts. The ones on that, anyway, because they are rusty. Even if they came out, I took mine out and I was like, it could be reused, but I'm like, no, it is bad, and I'm just going to replace them. I can just go buy other bolts from somewhere and be fine with it, because we got one of each to replace. That didn't break. So we're just going to replace it just to make it easier for the next guy. But yeah, so really and truly, it's just gonna get sold, right? I'm hoping it runs. We got some people that want to buy it, and if it runs good, it's gone, right? If not, I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do. To be honest with you. But yeah. What else? Oh yeah. I talked a lot about that Chevy, that 17 Chevy, so that 1500. I had a lot of problems with it, and if you want to know about it, I'll talk more about it. But really, like, I got rid of it in December. I traded it off for a 22 F-150. It's an XL, right? Nothing crazy. It has the off-road package, so I have this 360 cam. So it has the 5.0 in it. So it's pretty bitching. Sounds pretty cool. But I cut my fucking interest rate in half. And but yeah. So really, like, I don't have no need for that Colorado. And I really fucking hate this thing, right? Once we get the timing chain in and it runs, and everything, it should go for another 150 something thousand miles in it. So good, good for the next person. But and the people, whatever they buy it for, they'll get their money's worth, right? Because right now into it, I got $1,070.95. So we will see, So yeah, that's just a little update. These are just going to be one of those random yet unedited rants. That's what it's going to be called. And well, yeah. If you have any more questions or want to see more, or hear more about it, let me know. I'll try. Once we get it run, once we work on it again, I don't know. I do not know if it'll be this weekend. It's supposed to be like 10 degrees Friday and Saturday. And also works Friday and Saturday, which is fucking stupid. Well, I take that back. I don't mind it because I took off yesterday and today because I've been feeling, or the 19th and 20th, I have been feeling like shit. And I just now, like me recording this video and the one before it, I just felt up to it, right? No joke. I've been feeling horrible, running back and forth to the bathroom. Oh yeah, really? It was not it. So I feel a little, not 100%. So I don't know what it was or what I got. We'll see. But all right, I will catch y'all later. Like I said, I don't know when this video will go out, sometime later this week or next week, but I'll keep you all updated. I'll post some videos, probably take some pictures. I get it running, a video of it running, and whatnot. But all right, y'all. Again, I said this in the last video. I'm just trying this out. Like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, or not. It don't matter. It don't. I'm just honestly, I just like talking. I like talking without people interrupting me. That's my biggest pet peeve, is being interrupted. No, so I'll catch y'all later, and hope y'all have a good one. Peace.